Hey there, mystical souls. I thank you so much for joining me on here tonight. I am offering live astrology readings. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Patricia Tate, and I specialize in combining traditional, evolutionary, and Western astrology. I invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Please share this live because it really helps in the algorithm. For those of you that are regulars, I thank you with a heartfelt thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continued support. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you are looking to for something that's more in depth and a personal consultation, you can schedule a one-on-one at willowgracemystik.com, and there'll be a link in the section below. I also offer videos on all major transits so you can stay up to date on all the astrological happenings that are going on in the world. And for those of you that are interested in learning more or diving deeper, really check out my Patreon community for exclusive content, resources, and lives that I offer on there once a month for tarot and for astrology. And I offer a 1-week free trial for membership. If you would like to get in the queue for tonight's reading, use that QR code right here or use the link down below for the PayPal. It is a $40 PayPal donation. To secure your spot, be sure to include your date, your time, and your location of your birth. And so let's dive in and see what is going on. So let me pull up today's chart. Hold on. All right, so what I'm looking at talking about, things that are going to be coming up. We've just come through eclipse season. Major hit us hard. We had the beginning of a new and the beginning of an end. So we're like in this transition phase, and then it was followed by a major full moon. That full moon was intense. It was in a square that just pushed for transformation on all four angles of our life. If you thought back to 6 months ago, there were some reoccurring themes to see, did you learn? How you doing with it? It was just big. It was intense. And then I don't know if you saw in the community section, but we got through the eclipse season, we got through the full moon, and then went right into a wedding in my family. So I'm excited that I now have both of my children off with their betrothed, and now I'm going to focus on traveling and bringing astrology everywhere I want to go. The gypsy life, it actually begins tomorrow about 7 o'clock in the morning when we hit the road for the next 6 months. So let's just talk about what is going on. I want to bring you up to date with November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, because this energy of where we are today is kind of building with this culmination and a major ending. On November 1st, we're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. Remember that new moons, they're always about a fresh start, a clean slate, a new beginning. And you look at it as to what sign is it in and what does that sign mean? It means the beginning of something new. Scorpio is deep. It's about transformation. It's about birth, death, and rebirth. It's urging you to confront your deepest fears, your deepest emotions. It's seeking a renewal, psychological, a connection. It's highlighting themes of rebirth, intimacy, and releasing what no longer serves you. And so it sets the tone for the beginning of. So use this time to look at where you want to set your intentions around themes of empowerment, around healing, about tapping into your your inner strength and bringing these hidden issues to light and looking at the deeper understanding of the emotional motivations in order to get rid of and transform these old patterns. What's also going to happen then on the 2nd is we are going to have Mercury, this little guy here. Mercury is thoughts, ideas, communication, travel, technology, then move into the very expansive sign of Sagittarius. So Mercury rules over 2 signs. It rules over Gemini and it rolls over Virgo. So we have these two areas of your life being expanded upon. Well, Mercury in Sagittarius, it's bringing about themes of how can I be more adventurous? How do I communicate this? Philosophical thoughts, ideas, and communication, the desire to share knowledge. It wants to expand upon it. The difficulty that's going to come with this, Mercury moving into Sagittarius, is it's going to station retrograde here. So think about what you've been through, setting this new moon intention of deep transformation, and then having Mercury move into this expansive ideals of how do I expand my horizons with travel and learning and thoughts and ideas and things that I can't see, feel, and believe, but I know that are out there. And then it's going to go retrograde and I'm going to have to rethink, review, reevaluate. And then the culmination, the kicker of this, let's talk about this. I'm calling November 3rd the Great Reckoning. The video will be coming out soon on this. This is going to be intense. It's the days that are leading up to it, and then it will wane afterwards. We are going to have Venus at this point on November 3rd will be at 20 degrees, directly opposing Jupiter in Gemini, opposing it at 20 degrees. So we have this opposition of money, resources, belief, Jupiter wanting to expand in Gemini, and we have Pluto at 29 degrees and Mars at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is an anaretic degree. It's a culmination, it's a closure, it's an ending. I'm calling it the Great Reckoning because it's taking these two significant oppositions that are occurring and it's intensifying the energy to really say, no, you have to move past this. Anything that's at 29 degrees, we're not going to come back to it. It's going to bring it to a head in order to push forth and never go back to it. So we have Mars in Cancer wanting to protect and being very assertive, and Pluto in Capricorn. This opposition will never happen again in our lifetime. Mars in Scorpio, it's intensifying the atmosphere around themes of power struggles, and it's about assertiveness and transformation. It's potent for breakthroughs where you might feel that you are limited, or it can bring these conflicts that have been like simmering below the surface to a head. So with both of these planets, you might feel confrontational. There's going to be this opportunity to reclaim your personal power and these intense emotions later on in the day, because then Mars is going to move into Leo. Now, all of this is like the buildup of, so I'm super excited that we're able to move forward and say, look, I know what the reason is. I know what the thought process is. I know what I have to overcome and what I have to shift and change. It's all within your grasp. I always remind everybody that when you're holding on too tight, it's about let go, let flow. Because when you allow it to flow away, you allow space for new. And that's what all of this is leading up to. So excited about being with you tonight, because these past few weeks, they've been hard. So I want to do a check. Like, let me know in the queue, how are you doing? How are you moving through all this? And how's it going? Like, really, how's it going? Because we have a little bit more. Like, it's going to be a time to stop and pause and then buckle up. We're going to do it. All right, so let me see, first off, who is in the queue. All right, so let me pull up the first person. And here we go. So the first person I have is Rose. First off, I want to take a little quick look at just your chart. All right, and I want to see who's in the queue. Hey, Shiny Gems. A little late, but you made it. Oh, so glad that you are here. Excited that you're here. And hello, Ellen. I know you are ready. I'm going to hit up Rose, and then I'm excited about talking with you. All right, so Rose, I want to just talk just a smidgen about your chart and just let you know that when something activates all of this Pisces energy, it really is in this harmonious trine to Scorpio. And I bring this up because we're moving into a Scorpio new moon. And using that new moon, you know it's going to activate your first house of your identity. What will be difficult is this Pluto-Uranus conjunction that you have in your partnership sector, but it's manageable. It's just definitely manageable. All right, so let me pull up the bi-wheel and dive into what you were wanting to discuss. Alrighty, let's see here. All right, so the question you asked is about starting a new business, diving in. What I want to bring up for you is that what I think is absolutely lovely is this is 12 degrees and 12 degrees. You are having your second Saturn return. This means, okay, so the first Saturn return happened between the ages of 28 and 30 when you were just like getting your footing. You'd had most of you've had your first life lessons. And then the second third of your life was, did I build my life accordingly? Now we are in our third final stage of our life that we're saying, the things that I want to do need to be meaningful to me. Saturn being in your first house of yourself is you saying that I need to make sure that everything that I do is in connection to my higher power, my spirit, and the great part that's going to happen with this is these nodes are going to be moving into, we've already had our first eclipse just a few weeks ago, moving into Pisces and Pisces and Virgo. And so Virgo is where you're going to be releasing and letting go. And the North Node moving into your first house, this is you saying that, yeah, this is your time. This is about an 18-month period where you're going to be focused on being in tune to not just what are your needs and desires and your identity, you being seen, but also, is this in connection to other people, finding your tribe. I love the idea that you want to start the YouTube channel, that it needs to be about, like mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, like the yoga, the meditation. Absolutely. What I think you need to do is we're going to have this new moon. This new moon is going to be really close to your Venus, like almost on top of it. New moons are times to set new intentions. A new moon in Scorpio is, I need to shed the old and I need to embrace the new. It's in a harmonious aspect. I color code my chart so it's water sign, and it's in the 9th house of cross-cultural connections with other people. The 9th house is higher education. Your new moon intention for what you want to start, for like your YouTube channel, your podcast, like I think it'll expand into a lot of different areas, is how can I connect with other people far and wide by being in one place, but being able to connect with them? How can I educate them? Scorpio is deep, it's magnetic, it's drawing in the right people, places, and things. The 9th house is about philosophies and beliefs and teaching and long distance travel. It's about ethics and morals, bringing all that in. It's on top of Venus. Venus rules money, resources, love, and doing this because it comes from a space within your heart. After the new moon, Mercury is then going to go into your 10th house. Mercury, thoughts, ideas, communication. This rules, okay, I'm going to clear out this so you can see it all. Mercury's going to move into the sign of Sagittarius, the top of your chart, your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy. Mercury rules over partnerships for you, and it also rules over your home, your family, your foundation. You're going to start some things, get the ideas out there. It's not about really launching it right now. It's gathering the ideas, getting everything in order, making the connections and saying, I need to get my footing straight. I need to do this. When Mercury moves into the sign of Sagittarius, This is also where it's going to station retrograde. It's going to go across your South Node and your MC. It's what do I need to release in order to make this a career or a life path, my public life? What do I need to convey? Who do I connect with? Who do I reconnect with? When Mercury goes through here, remember that when it stations retrograde, it's all the rewords: review, rewind, rethink, reconnect, reevaluate, topics that have to do with your home and topics that have to do with partnership. Then the next day, the 3rd, okay, one more thing I want to share with you here is you are now going to have this very tense I am being forced. This is the one I'm calling the Great Reckoning. You have Pluto at 29 degrees and Mars at 29 degrees. I don't know why this is not. There we go. Mars at 29 degrees. And you're going to have Jupiter at 20 and Venus will be at 20. These are two oppositions. An opposition is when I oppose you. You oppose something, a person, place, or thing, and something has to give. And so something will have to get to be released, to let go of. How do I balance home and career? What am I going to release and let go of? Jupiter is going to be in your 4th house of home, wanting to expand. What does this look like until spring of next year? Venus is going to be moving on, but Venus is going to be stationing retrograde at the beginning of next year. So knowing that you are looking at, what do I let go of? How do I restructure this? How do I rethink, review, reevaluate? The culmination is Pluto at 29 degrees and Mars at 29 degrees. Mars is in Cancer, in your 5th house of your love affairs, children, investments, and creativity. It's things that you want to launch, things that you want to do. Pluto at 29. Pluto's been spending a long time, years, in your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. This is your last ditch effort of, I have to do this. I have to release my fears. I have to release the people, places, and things that are holding me back. And in the 11th house, this represents groups, social circles, humanitarian effort, friendships, all of these things, in order for Mars to then move into your 6th house of, I need to make this a daily habit. Because when Pluto moves into your 12th house, it will be there for the next 20 years. And so you are setting the stage for yourself for your last lap, your next 20 years of, what can I do to connect with others spiritually, emotionally, for healing? All of these are coming into play. I'm going to remove all of this and just give one more thing. When the South Node activates all of your Pluto, your Uranus, and your 7th house of partnership, this is an awakening of you realizing everything that you've done up to this point in your life has been to build you up for this next chapter. So Rose, I'm super excited to be witnessing this and bearing witness to this. One more thing. I know, I'm so sorry. One more thing that I want to add. You are coming up to a Jupiter return. Let me circle this. When Jupiter next spring goes into the sign of Cancer, you're going to be starting a new 12-year cycle. So your chart is basically saying, I'm giving you the go-ahead, girlfriend. I want you to go and do this. Make this happen. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It means that this is where you're meant to go, taking everything that you've learned and making all of this happen. So Rose, thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate you giving me this opportunity and sending you an air hug. Hopefully you are here in the queue right now. All right. Hey, Mopsies. Glad that you are here. Let me take a look and see who is next in the queue. Oh, great. All right. I have Ellen in the queue. So let's talk. All right. Let me pull this on over. All right, Ellen, I don't think I saw a question, so I'm just going to talk about where you have come and the next several weeks of what is manifesting with you. You got a lot of things going on. So let me start with this node is almost going to be exact your north node. Your north node in Aries being at 0, like I'm going to be doing a webinar on this because starting in 2025, you look at everybody's north node and you calculate it at 0 degrees. And so Aries is the initiation, the beginning, the fresh start, like you're going to have so many things activating your chart next year. This is the precursor of what's going to be happening. So sorry. Is there a question? Okay, hold on. Oh, relationship opportunities. All right. I'm going to get to that because now I have to finish this because like I see it. All right. What I want to give you a heads up to is a lot of things are going to be activated at 0 degrees of Aries. And with that, you're going to have Neptune conjunct the north node here. You're going to have Saturn crossover at 0 degrees. This is setting you up for a new life, a new you. This could be travel. This could be relocation or connecting with foreign people, places, and things, or cross-cultural experiences, or an opening up of like it's connecting to other people who do not have the same belief system, or it's expanding your mind. It's taking a class, taking a workshop, or it's not only travel, but it's education, and it's also legal matters. So all of that is what's going to be coming up. All right, so now let's talk about relationships. All right. Let's talk about this opposition, and I want to bring in the new moon, and I'm going to bring in Jupiter, and I'm going to bring in Venus. All right, if there is a partner in your life, Venus going through Jupiter wants to expand things that it's in the house of love and romance and creativity. Venus is going to oppose Jupiter in your 11th house of my hopes, my wishes, my dreams. This is a huge opposition of this is what I want, this is what they want, and like making some things, making a shift or a change in who you're connected with or how you're connected. This other opposition is a finality. Pluto being in your 6th house at 29 degrees is a final, an ending of you focused on your day-to-day habits, mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. When Pluto moves into your 7th house in the sign of Aquarius, it dipped into there a few months ago. And so when it moves back into your 7th house of partnership, it will expand in a way of how do I connect with other people? Aquarius is air. So I want you to think technology and science. And I think of it as like airwaves, as in like Facebook, Instagram. It's how can I talk to somebody? It's through the internet. It's through technology. It's you meeting people, places, and things. The 7th house is not just about love, but it's about it's where you connect with people on a one-on-one basis. Because Mars, that very same day of the 3rd, is going to dip into your 1st house of yourself, your identity, it's going to be a realization of, in order to make things happen, I have to initiate. I have to make things happen. I have to be the one to change something about myself or change my approach. The 1st house is you being seen. It's your self-interest. It's your desires. It's all of these things. The cautionary tale that comes with this is Mars is covering territory of your fears, your hidden self, your private part. It's you going within and saying, I need rest, I need recovery. How do I let go of these things? When Mars moves out of Cancer, because it's very protective here, it's going to move into Leo, which means I need more fun and joy and pleasure in my life. I need to initiate this. Mars is going to station retrograde in December, and it's going to go back over your identity and your fears in order to clear this out. All the while, Pluto will be shifting into your partnership sector. Venus is here in your fifth house, bringing you these opportunities, but you have to go out and look for them. Venus and Jupiter is too much. It's about talking too much, too many opportunities, spreading yourself out there, or looking at how can I make these things happen. And so the new moon in that's going to be on the 1st, set these new moon intentions of, I need to shed the old skin. I need to release things that are holding me back, that have to do with my living situation, that have to do with my fears, that have to do with exposing myself and getting out there, and just releasing of the old. Releasing of the old. I'm not saying that you're not going to meet someone. I'm saying that you're going to have to put yourself out there and make this happen. Mercury on I believe it's the 2nd, November 2nd, is going to shift into your 5th house, which is lovers, past lovers. The 5th house is also children, it's love affairs, it's you having, I need to take the risk. I need to be able to go do this. As Mercury moves through the sign of Sagittarius this month, or the month of November, it will then go back and have you rethinking, reevaluating. And this is in a harmonious aspect to your 1st house of self. It's you saying, I have to take the lead. I have to make this happen. I have to do the initiating. I say this because when Mercury is conjunct your Mars that's transiting will be in your 1st house. And it's in a harmonious aspect of, I just need the fire. I need to, I don't want to say liquid courage, like taking that shot of alcohol, but it's the universe saying, I'm going to give you the green light. Make things happen. Take the initiative. Work from a space of not having the fear. All right. I am sending you a big fat hug, Ellen. Relationship opportunities are out there. It's going to be a time for you putting it out there. And then when you do find this relationship, when Pluto shifts into Aquarius, it will not be a traditional relationship. Aquarius is let your freak flag fly. Aquarius is unique. Think outside the box, not traditional, breaking the mold of what traditional is. And so I'm hoping that you will embrace outdated modes of your thoughts and your ideas about what traditional partnerships and relationships look like, because you are looking at a long-term relationship that will last for the next 20 years, but it will not be traditional. All right, Ellen, sending you a big fat hug. Thank you for being here. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. All right, you are very, very welcome. All right, hey, Glenn Campbell. I'm so glad that you are here. Glad that you are taking the time to connect and be here. All right, let me see who is JC. 413. Give me a hot second here. I would love to know how everybody fared through that last eclipse energy and that full moon. I know for me, oh my gosh. I was reminding everybody. I was looking up at their charts and saying, now look, we're all going to embrace this. We're all going to pause and breathe, and knowing that Redlands, we are going to pause and breathe and get through this, because this is a test of what did you learn? How did you learn? Yeah. All right. There we go. Let me see. Waters. Okay, watercolors. Oh, watercolor painter. I absolutely love your name. Nothing happened for you, and I was waiting on the disaster. Okay. I am going to pull up your chart. I'm now excited because...
It's JC.
Okay, yeah. Got it. First, I want to see what happened, and then I want to talk about what's going to be happening. Okay. Yeah, I do. All right. All right, JC, maybe just an overall intuitive reading for my personal chart. JC, I would absolutely love to do that for you. Okay, so let's talk. This is today's, but I also want to bring up the new moon in Scorpio because it's going to be really close to your Pluto. Actually, I think I'm going to pull it up right now. Yeah. Let me look at all this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to back out of this chart, and I really want to see where you're going. Hold on. Give me a hot second. All right, JC, thanks for giving me the opportunity to transit around your chart and navigate this. Okay, I have a lot to share, so I'm going to do a speed round here. You are having, you're going to be having a nodal return. You've already started the eclipse energy from, I want you to think back 6 weeks, not this, I want you to think back 6 weeks. It actually started with Virgo and Pisces. A nodal return is where these nodes, this is the south node and this is the north node. Having a north node in Pisces is north node, the direction in which I'm supposed to be moving towards in this lifetime. I'm supposed to be learning it, how to be at one with the universe, with my goals, my hopes, my dreams. Yours is pretty close to your moon, so we know it has to do with feminine energy or mother. And then south node, if you believe in past lives, we could go on and on and on for that forever, with the south node in Virgo. I am of service to others. I take care, I nurture, to the point of the south node is where things went wrong, and you came in this lifetime and said, I want to repeat some of these themes, but I also want to have the chance to correct it. So you are correcting being so much of service to other people and children that it feels like a form of slavery, that you are supposed to be focused on your dreams, your goals, your hopes, being at one with the universe. You saying, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but always feeling pulled when somebody says, yeah, but what about us? And what about, what about the south node in Virgo is Virgo is health, mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being, and always nurturing and caring for other people to the extent of it's not about you. And so the good part is you bring in these gifts and these talents of creativity, of art, music, joy, pleasure. So 18-month cycle, super excited. I know that when I went through my last nodal return, it was a roller coaster of opportunities. When you have a nodal return, it's like the universe says, I'm going to pick you up because you're on the wrong path, and I'm going to move things forward and get you started. You're so tired of serving others. Oh my gosh, I hear you. I'm a retired hairstylist and I just want to create joy and play. Yes, and you should be. If you don't, you will fall ill. Your body will be mental, physical, spiritual, psychological, emotional. Your health and well-being will suffer. You have to focus on being at one with the universe. What is your true calling? It's not that you weren't meant to be a hairstylist, but now I want to find my calling, and it's about connection with the universe, finding my tribe, it's dreams, it's intuition, it's release and let go, it's spirituality. All right, so that's just that part. So let's talk about this new moon, because this is going to be a banging one for you. So you're going to have this new moon, and it's literally sitting on top of your Pluto. I have Pluto in my first house, so I'm direct and to the point and straightforward. And so you have Pluto in your partnership sector, trust, security, needing that truthfulness in others. This new moon is going to trigger an opportunity to shed the old and have this new opportunity for growth and new beginnings. Pluto in Scorpio is about birth, death, and rebirth. It's about transformation. The seventh house is not only love, but it's contractual agreements, it's best friends, significant others, it's clients. The seventh house is not just like partnership with business partner, but it's also love partnership, business partnership. You are going to have this opportunity to have a fresh new beginning, to shed and release the old, the like, just let this go, like let some people go, literally let some people go. I had a friend of mine, she's a fellow astrologer, and we've been bantering back and forth, and she said, we need to look at this as when the tide takes someone away, we let them stay away. And so that's what this new moon is going to be about, starting a new beginning, that when people go away, we don't tap back out and reinitiate. Now, along with this, let's see. Okay, JC, it says, okay, you have to let so many people go. Yeah, with Uranus on your ascendant. I totally get it. Look, I totally get it. I understand. I feel it. This is leading up to one of those blank moments. I'm telling you, I'm calling the 3rd of November the Great Reckoning, because we are leading up to it. I'm embracing it now and saying, I'm going to slowly shed. I'm going to slowly embrace. I'm hoping it's not going to be this huge moment for me. I'm hoping it's because I see it coming, that I'm going to be able to embrace it and allow it to happen. And for you, you're going to be starting something new, a new opportunity with partnership. The very next day, Mercury is going to move into your 8th house of intimate partners or deep psychological healing. Do you need counseling? Do you need to speak with someone? Do you need to address issues from early childhood? Do you need to, it's an opportunity to seek out. The reason I'm saying seek out a therapist or a counselor or something is because Mercury's going to station retrograde. It's first, I need to identify what these problems are that are holding me back. And then once the light has been shed, I need to rethink, review, reevaluate, realign. And then when Mercury goes direct, it's like, I can shed those layers, because that's what Scorpio energy is. It's a snake. It's, I've outgrown the skin and I need to shed it. Now, along with this, okay, I'm going to clear this just so you can see it. And I'm going to speed up here. Sorry. We have Mars in an opposition to Pluto, and we're going to have Jupiter in an opposition to Venus. Venus is in your 8th house of intimacy or connection to others with debt, taxes. It's basically the shared partnership of debt and obligations. And Jupiter is in your money, your resources, your cash, your property. And so Jupiter is wanting to expand your finances. And Venus in the 8th house is, but we have to pay this debt, or it's something that you share with somebody else. And so there's going to be this huge opposition, this difficult period of, I need to shed this. I need to be done with this. I need to pay this and get out of it. It could be with an ex. It could be with a family member. It could be with a business partner. It could be with you seeking out, again, counseling. What's also going to be triggered, leading up to it and culminating on the 3rd, is this Mars in Cancer. Mars wants to protect Cancer, home, feelings, intuition, my dreams, me. And Pluto in Capricorn is do the work. In your 9th house of cross-cultural experiences, legal matters, publishing, law, taking a class, taking a workshop. This is the 29th degree. It's an anaretic. It is a do or die moment. You will be at a crossroads of, if not now, then never. And I hope you take the now, because the only thing worse than, let's say that you've been doing something for 5 years that's been difficult. The only thing that worse than 5 years is 5 years in one day. So I'm suggesting that you go with the flow of what the universe is saying, and saying, let's do this. let's transform, because Pluto is going to move into your 10th house for the next 20 years, and it will be setting up your career, your job, your responsibilities, and creating who you are, and having to release your fear of being that person. I'm hoping all of this makes sense. I'm going to look into the let's see. I know, Mopsies, it does hurt, but you know what? It's a great thing. I had a lot of tears with my and I'm letting JC know, because okay, I'm going to clear this and let you know. I'm going to let you know. My North Node was conjunct my Moon also, which was, I felt it and I knew it and I dreamed it before it actually happened, and I mourned the change, knowing that things were going to go away. And then it gave me a chance to say, it's going to go away, and I need to be okay with it, because this is where I'm meant to go. And so there were tears. Some of them were those snotty, ugly tears in the shower, and some of them were tears of joy of, I feel so much better. I feel so much lighter. This is my community. This is my tribe. This is what I was meant to do. And it was let go, let flow. Stay in the boat and allow the tide to take you. It's going to be an amazing 18 months for you. I absolutely love this for you. Got a huge raise when Jupiter went through my second. Yep, but I'm in so much debt. Ooh, that's what this opposition is about. Paying off that debt. It will be a do or die. It'll need to happen. It's just going to need to happen. Jupiter is going to expand more of your money and your resources, because it's going to stay in your second house until next spring. So you're going to have the opportunity to make this up, but make a plan. Jupiter is currently retrograde. You want to take care of all this crud now, so when Jupiter finally stations direct, it is like full steam ahead. Definitely use this. Take this time and make this happen. I'm excited for you, JC. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your chart with me. Thank you for sharing this moment. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Oh, Shiny Gems, sorry. Oh, for crying in a bucket, hold on. There we go. There we go. All right, girlfriend, let's see what we have going on. All right. All right. And let's see. I'm going to look in the queue. Mopsy, when Pluto went over your ascendant, talk about rising from the ashes. Absolutely, Mopsies, and that's what's going to happen to them. They will rise from the ashes, and great things are going to happen. Watercolor painter. Yeah, so glad you are here. Right. Okay, got a huge raise. Shay, thank you. I'm so glad it was helpful. All right, Mopsies and Shiny Gems, I'm so glad you're here. All right, so let's talk about this. All right, Shiny Gems. I know that you are very familiar with Scorpio energy, and so this right here, this is going to be activating a fresh new beginning that has to do with your money, your cash, your property, your self-worth, your resources, your self-esteem, your financial condition. I absolutely love this. I love this because it's going to be, it's close to your Pluto. It's like, no, I don't need this. I can get rid of this. Making a cognizant effort of, what do I want to sell off? What do I want to donate? What do I want to get rid of? What is of value? What is of worth? The second house is your mental, emotional, and spiritual resources also. And it's, how do you support yourself? It's your value system. It's security. What do you need in order to feel and be secure? Where is your money going? Your personal resources. And so a new beginning here is an opportunity to say, a fresh start, a clean slate, with shedding the skin embracing, looking at where have I come from? Am I stable? What do I need for stability? This is not just about money. Scorpio values, they value security with people. They value security with their home. And so you're going to be taking a really good hard look over the next several days that leads up to this of what do you want to begin? What do you want to start? What are you willing to reveal? What are you ready to initiate that has to do with a letting go and embracing anew of transformation, of how can I transform? What does transformation look like? Is it me being more vulnerable? Is it me sharing things with others? Is it your connection? It's now know that whatever you're going to start here, Mercury, the very next day, Mercury, the planet of communication, travel. Mercury rules over your ninth house of I want to travel there, I want to connect with people, I want to take a class, I want to take a workshop, publishing, legal matters, and Mercury rules over your 12th house. I know you're familiar with 12th house topics because you've got that Pluto, Saturn, South Node, stellium in Scorpio in your second house. And it's in this harmonious aspect of I am willing to let go. I am ready to, these karmic debts are paid. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to renew. And when Mercury goes into your third house, I think that you're going to be sharing more, talking more. This could be with a counselor, a therapist. The third house also represents siblings. I'm going to throw that out there. Neighbors. The third house represents writing. The third house is about cousins. It's where you connect with other people. It's where you talk and exchange ideas. Mercury, when it goes into Sagittarius, is saying something and saying too much, like open mouth, insert foot. I just talk too much. It expands things a lot. And I say this because Mercury is going to station retrograde. And so it's, it's taking a class, taking a workshop. I want to dive into it. And then it's overextending yourself. I just signed up for 2 classes. I just signed up for this workshop. I signed up to do all these things. And now you don't have the time to finish all of these things that you promised. So I want you to think about Mercury and Sagittarius is I need to be cautious about what I say in promises to others because it's going to station retrograde. It's now I have to rethink, reevaluate, review, renegotiate. The third house is also the house of technology and short distance travel. And so if you need to do any updates on any technology, do it well before, like at least that week or 2 before, because if anything is going to go wrong with your technology, it'll happen like, oh, I need a new phone, I need a new computer. It'll happen when Mercury's in your third house. So just giving you the heads up about all of that. All right, so then the last thing I want to talk about is like we talked about the great reckoning, the hard thing that's going to be. Okay, so I bring this up because this is big for you because Pluto is sitting on top of your sun. It's squashing who you are, your identity, or father figure. Hold on, I also want Venus and I want Jupiter. Now, Pluto being at the 29th degree, this is like the final hurrah, the last ditch effort. I know where your father's at, and I don't know where things are. Okay, regarding your third house, I've picked up some siblings in a writing group recently. Really? I can't wait to hear about that on our next chat. Okay, overpromising is a big problem with me sometimes. I'm letting you know that you've probably been out of that habit But when Mercury goes into Sagittarius for the month of November, you are looking at nervous talking and sharing too much or overextending your thoughts and your ideas. I don't look at anything as a bad. I look at it as life lessons and learning it. What I don't really care for is this Pluto sitting on top of your sun. Again, representing you and representing like your father. And so this could be like a health issue that goes on with your father, or this could be a push and a pull between what you're doing for work and what you're doing for home, knowing that Mars in Cancer wants to be protective of your home and, like family and things like that. Mars is covering territory that it's going to station retrograde. Mars is going to be the very same day, right after this intense moment, Mars is going to move into Leo. And then it's going to say, you know what? I'm working too much. This family stuff is just too much. I need play. I need fun. I need joy. I need creativity. Mars is going to move into Leo the very same day, and it's going to initiate a connection to groups, networks. When it moves into your 11th house, it's your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. The 11th house brings up topics of how can I support the collective? How can I connect with the collective? What are this is my friendship circle, or this is my humanitarian efforts, or these are my networks. It can be work networks, or it can be networks of like fun groups that you join. And so knowing that what you're starting now, Mars will be backtracking over. Now, backtracking over is not necessarily a bad thing. It'll have you rethinking, reevaluating not just the group, but maybe your role within that group. Like, first, I want to initiate it, and now I really enjoy this. I want to take the lead. And so don't look at anything as strictly a negative. Retrogrades help us realign where we got off track. And so let me do like one more last looky-loo at yours. Oh, okay. One more last thing. Uranus is in retrograde on top of your North Node, both retrograde. Uranus is, I need to think outside the box, with 8th house topics that you know are shared resources, taxes, inheritances, wills, the occult, private affairs, where we seek out deep bonding, sex, where we how we discuss taboo topics. For you, this is a direction that I hope that you lean into. I need to be able to address these issues. I need to be able to think outside the box with how can I transform my thought process of things that have happened to me and how it can be used for health and healing, not just yours, but your bond or your connection with others. All right, shiny gems. I am excited for you to be embracing all of this. All right. Thanks, shiny gems. Giving you a big fat hug. I heard you. All right. Let me see who is next in the queue. And let's see. Shiny gems, 3rd house. Overpromising. All right. Candace Moore. All right. And shiny gems, you don't know what's going on with your father. None of it's going like anyone anticipates. No, nothing is going. And you are very welcome. All right, let me pull up the next. So, chart new. All right, Candace, thank you. Thank you for trusting me, number 1. And I greatly appreciate you being here. Sorry, I'm a Virgo rising, so I have to check. I have to double check. I have to triple check. Because I have fears of making mistakes. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. All right. sure I spelled it right. Will my new business be successful? Opening the second week of November. Whew. Okay. Second week in November. All right, let's talk about this. Nebula, I really appreciate your comment on my hair because I was a hot mess express. I went to bed with my hair wet last night. I woke up with it this morning and said, I'm going to put a few curls in it and call it done. And yep, I'm embracing the gray. Okay, so since I travel, not that you really care, but since I travel for 6 months out of the year and we're leaving like tomorrow, the long hair is because I am loyal to the gal that does my hair, and I won't be here for her to like take care of me. And I just don't do it when I'm on the road. I just do my bangs. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Candace, your business. Let's talk about your business. Okay, opening the second week of November. You got a lot of stuff going on for that. If you could let me know in the queue, is this a relaunch of a business? Is this a business that you've done before? I just would like to know what led up to this being the actual day. Like, is this an online business? Because we're going to be moving into Mercury stationing retrograde, like rethink, review, reevaluate. And Mercury is going to be at the top of your chart. And so you're going to be scrambling with a lot of things. And I want to know, like, how are we working with this energy? All right, so I'm going to tell you about some things that I see while I wait for you to answer just a couple of those questions so that I can tell you a little bit more. You're going to have this new moon. I want you to think about where the eclipses are. The eclipses, you are having the North Node and the South Node move into your first house of who you are, your identity, and your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. Who do you connect with? How do you connect with them? Clients, one-on-one relationships, negotiations, compromises. You needing to have this healthy balance for the next 18 years of your life. You've already started this, but it's going to go on for 18 years with the focus being on you, the North Node moving into Pisces. There you go. Who you are, your identity, your website, your business card. If you started this when we first had the first eclipse, probably if we could go back, hold on, I have a calendar. Oh, let me look. This is a home business. This has been planned for years. You're a nurse and it's a home. Okay, I love that. I absolutely love this. So this is going to be a new start because Virgo is about health, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological health and well-being. In your seventh house of partnerships, relationships, clients, one-on-one relationships. How do you find this balance without becoming a prisoner of being of service to people? By focusing on your wants, your needs, your desires. The North Node moving into Pisces is, I want to support the collective. I want to be able to do this, but I also need to do it on my terms. Over the next 18 months, it's about revamping you being seen. The first house is your business card. It's your website. It's initiating things. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of this and then bring in more. You are going to have this new moon in Scorpio. If you notice, it's a dark blue. This is a dark blue. It's trining in a harmonious aspect to starting something new, shedding the skin, not being afraid to go deep. The ninth house is how you connect to people through these cross-cultural experiences, these connections to others through the web, through the internet, through anything that is foreign people, places, and things. Universities, teaching, learning, sharing, legal matters. And so having this new moon here will give you the opportunity to have this fresh start, clean slate. Think of yourself as the snake, and I am shedding my skin and I'm going to start something new. I'm not saying that there's not going to be hiccups with it. I'm saying that you are going to be going down this path and it's going to be blossoming over the next 18 months. What's also going to happen hold on. Let me, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going to square your personal sun. A square is a difficult aspect. The sun is in your 12th house of you doing the behind the scenes work. My sun is in my 12th house. It's me doing work on YouTube. It's doing things in my home or in my RV or how I travel, but behind the scenes. You doing the work and making it happen in your own home or being alone. How can you heal? The 12th house being in Aquarius is you thinking outside the box. I love that you have this stellium here. It just means that you have to have this unique opportunity to think, how can I use anything that's difficult to my advantage? How can I make this happen? Because Mercury, hold on. Mercury, the very next day, let me get rid of this. Mercury, the very next day, is going to be moving into your 10th house. So on November 2nd, thoughts, ideas, communication, clients, your home, your family, your roots, your foundation. The 4th house represents your living situation. Your 7th house represents all types of contractual agreements, social contracts, promises, best friends, clients. Those 2 houses are what Mercury rules, and Mercury is going into the sign of Sagittarius, wanting to expand. I want to share my thoughts, my ideas, like having a lot of them. Mercury going into Sagittarius is, I have this faith, this hope, this belief in something that's out there. I don't know exactly what it entails, but I know that there's going to be great things that are going to come from it. I love this for you. What's going to be a little that you're going to have to work with is Mercury is going to station retrograde. When Mercury stations retrograde, it will be going across your Neptune. Don't be fooled by other people, by authority figures. Don't be fooled by, Neptune is dreams, thoughts, spirituality. Neptune can be like drunk or high. It's, I'm going to promise you this, and if it's too good, it is too good. Do not be fooled by others and the things that they promise, and do not promise others more than what you can give. Mercury in Sagittarius is, I want to speak this and share this with everybody, but with Neptune there, it can be blurring the lines of what is truth and like promising something. Give yourself leeway with dates and times and things, and always give the extra so you're not caught off guard with meeting those needs. Because when Mercury stations retrograde, it's, I need to rethink, reevaluate, redo my career, like what the business, with the business, I'm thinking like a business owner here. When Mercury stations retrograde through my 10th house, I look at my website and I make sure all my disclaimers are correct. I look through all loopholes of return policies. You have to look at what people will say and they will do, and they will say and do it, and you will learn from those people to solidify. So when Mercury finally stations direct, you will now have a finished package of what you are presenting to people. So look at it as this is a learning time, and there's going to be these positive experiences, but they're going to come at the expense of learning these life lessons. Like everything I've ever done, it doesn't come easy. It comes at, there was a mistake. I made a mistake and I learned those lessons because I'd never done it before. So giving you the heads up on that. Then, okay, let me read the chat. I'm giving yourself 6 months for it to be successful and you're not rushing. I agree. And not only 6 months, because I think that this is part of your nodal story. I think that the first 6 months is going to get your feet off the ground, and then the next year will be solidifying it. All right, because, hold on, I have more. Sorry. I want to give you a heads up about Venus opposing Jupiter and Mars and Pluto. Gosh, and it's sitting on top of your personal Venus. All right, so let's talk about this. Venus at the top of your chart, it's going to be at 20 degrees on the 3rd. Jupiter is at 20 degrees in your house of home. How do I, Candace, find this balance between work and home? You have your lot of fortune here. You're going to be able to do it. You're just going to have to figure out what needs to give and what you're willing to release and let go of. What is the most important thing? Having Venus and Jupiter at the top of your chart, Venus is about love and beauty and money and resources. Venus wants to connect people, places, and things together. Venus and Jupiter, she is here saying, I want to expand this area of your life. Allow me to make the right connections for you. And having this new moon in Scorpio, make the connections with this, with people that can support you along the way. I would definitely be setting my intentions for that. The difficulty also is going to be Pluto sitting at 29 on top of your Venus, your personal Venus, in the 11th house. These are my dreams, these are my hopes, these are my wishes, these are my goals, and these are the people that I align with that will get me there. It will become crystal clear who is going to support you and who is not. The not should go to the wayside. If you are in the wrong groups, the wrong networks, the wrong support system, it needs to go to the wayside. This is the 29th degree is a huge climax, culmination, ending to not be seen again. When you leave some of these things, it is like you are not going to go back to them. This could be going through your Facebook groups and saying, I need to join these other groups. Think business. Where do you need to be? Who do you need to be aligned with? On top of your Venus in Capricorn is, I want things of value and things that will last. I don't want tissue paper friends. I want real. And so the very next day, Mars is going to move into your 6th house. And actually, it'll happen on November 3rd at the end of the day. And when Mars moves into your 6th house, it's, I get this, what I'm going to let go of, who I'm going to let go of, how I'm going to, I have this aha moment. And then I need to make this a daily habit. I need to be focused on my mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. I need to put into practice what I'm preaching. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. Let me look around and see if there's anything else. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on. One more thing. You have your south node sitting on top of your Pluto, and that means your north node is opposing it. North node in your 2nd house here is saying, look, everything that I do, it's doing it for security. Mental, physical, spiritual security, financial security, my financial resources. The south node on top of your Pluto in your 8th house is, I have to pay off that debt. I need to release that, whether the releasing is through the 8th house represents debt, wills. It represents topics that have to do with bankruptcy and losses and personal sacrifice. And it's the house of where I transform. And you are learning to transform who you are and embrace what you are working towards. Candace, okay, I'm so glad that all of this makes sense to you, because I wish we were like in front of each other. So I'm just like going on with what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing like amazing things for you. Anything that's in the healthcare field and anything that's going to be air, a connection to Zoom or any of that, I think where you're starting is not going to be where you're going to end up, but I see it as being moving you in the right direction of a connection, because it's going to be a healing process, what you are bringing to others. So thank you for trusting me, Candace. I greatly appreciate you being here. All right, let me see. Oh, good Lord, who is next in the queue? All right. Hold on. All right. Thanks, Angie. And I think that you're probably going to be the last one in the queue tonight. Let's see. Let's talk about what is going on with you. Oh, I love this for you. Okay. And you are very welcome. Thanks, Candace. All right. So, Angie, you are having a beautiful new moon in your partnership. This is an opportunity to connect, reconnect, shed a skin of who you are, who you were, and say, I want to move forward with what does partnership look like? Is this with clients? Is this with relationships? Is this with business? I'm ready to start something new. I need to transform who I am. I know that you've been going through a lot of health issues with this like opposition that we've had here, but I know that you've been addressing those. And so this is that you've had that come to Jesus moment and working through the fear of, and now saying, I've come out the other end and I'm going to focus on me and joy and pleasure and partnership and relationship. I love this for you in that, let me hold on here, that what you're going to be beginning, and this could be a deeper connection with your partner, that Mercury the very next day is going to move into your 8th house. Now, Mercury moving into your 8th house is sharing your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings, sharing your fears. The 8th house is where you connect with other people, and this could be business partners, and this could be your significant other, and this could also be with your ex, with alimony and child support. This could also be dealing with past trauma if it has to do with family and relationships. Along with all of this, you are coming up on a Jupiter return. I love this because this is taking your finances in a different direction, a moving of what makes you feel secure. Know your value, know your worth. Now, the difficult, you are having this Mars return, starting a 2-year cycle of starting something new. When Mars comes back to where it starts, it's like a brand new cycle. What's going to happen with this new Mars cycle is Mars is going to move into your 4th house of home and family, and then it's going to station retrograde for, it's just going to be an extended period of time. And then it's going to go back over the things that you've started, the things that you've begun. So you're actually going to get like a restart, a second go round at your Mars return. So things that you think that you're starting right now with the way that you communicate, taking classes, taking workshops, connecting with neighbors and siblings, all of these topics, you're going to be readdressing these a little bit later. This is, I want to move forward. It is opposing Pluto, and you're going to have a Jupiter and Venus opposition on November 3rd. This is like an opportunity to say, I'm ready to put a lot of this stuff behind me. We have to pay off this debt. We have to make these things end. We just have to finish them. I need to be in a better space. I need to know exactly what's going on. With Pluto ready to transition into your career sector, when it moves into Aquarius, the things that you are doing now are not going to be what you're going to be doing later for a career, a job. When Pluto moves into Aquarius, this is you thinking outside the box of how can I make money? What am I responsible for? My life path, my public self, honors, awards, public recognition, building over the next 20 years. And so I'm looking forward to this for you. I know that all of the things that you've gone through and been through, so this is an amazing opportunity for you to not just focus on your health, but making sure that you're putting your wants and needs and desires before everybody else, because that's what you've always done. You've been that caretaker, and so it's now ready for you to focus on partnership and friendship and love and intimacy and making yourself happy and bringing joy and pleasure into your day-to-day life. All right, so let me see. I'm going to see if you're still in the queue. I really, really appreciate you being here. And I don't think there is anybody else left in the queue. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has been here. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you've enjoyed this session, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you always stay in the loop. Remember, if you're looking for a personal consultation, you can book a one-on-one through my website. The link is in the comments below. I offer videos on all major transits that are coming up. And if you're ready to dive deeper, definitely check out my Patreon for exclusive content, because I'm offering another live that's going to be coming up. I believe it's going to be on the 29th. 2 lives, one on tarot and one on astrology. So make sure you also sign up for my email so you get all the specials that I send out that way. And giving everybody a big heartfelt hug. All right, thanks.